Okay, let's dive in. We're looking at New York City, late July 1945. It's a Saturday morning, really foggy.
Yeah, July 28th to be exact. And out of nowhere, this B-25 bomber slams right into the Empire State Building.
Hits it pretty high up, right? Like the 79th floor.
That's right. And we've been digging into the sources on this, looking for maybe some less-known details.
And the focus today is, well, it's kind of a strange connection involving the elevator shafts, a hidden passenger, and an incredible survival story.
Exactly. It's important to remember, though, this was tragic. 14 people died, 3 on the plane, 11 in the building.
So let's talk about the flight itself. What went wrong? The sources say it was just
Pretty
loss.
much. It was supposed to be a routine flight, Bedford, Mass, down to Newark, but the visibility over Manhattan was practically zero. Pea soup fog, apparently.
And the pilot, Lieutenant Colonel Smith.
Well, the sources suggest he didn't have a ton of hours, specifically on the B-25, and technically no designated co-pilot, though Sergeant Dimitrovich was in the seat. They just got disoriented.
But there was someone else on board, wasn't there? Not true.
Ah, yes. That's Albert Perna. Navy guy, aviation machinist's mate, second class.
So what was he doing on an Army bomber?
Just catching a lift, it seems. Hitching a ride is the term used. But what's interesting is his background, high security clearance, worked on radar systems.
Okay. And the really unusual part, the sources say, is where they found him after the crash.
Right. It wasn't immediate, took them 2 days, and he wasn't in the main wreckage on the 79th floor.
Where then?
He was found way down at the bottom of an elevator shaft.
An elevator shaft. How?
The sources imply he fell. The impact must have been immense, throwing debris and, tragically, him down the shaft. He was one of the 3 fatalities from the plane.
Wow. Okay, so Perna falls down a shaft during the impact, and that's where his story ends. But hold on, because the same incident, the same structure, has this other story linked to those shafts.
That's Betty Lou Oliver. She was an elevator operator, quite young, working in the building that day.
And her experience is just, it sounds impossible. The sources talk about her surviving a fall.
A massive fall. We're talking 75 stories.
Yeah.
Down an elevator shaft.
75! Seriously, how is that even possible?
The sources note it's the longest fall survived in an elevator, like ever recorded. It's truly unbelievable, especially when you think about the context.
Yeah, the plane crash, the fire.
Yeah.
Didn't an engine also fall down a shaft?
It did. One of the engines tore loose, plummeted down a different shaft, and started a fire below. So the forces inside those shafts were just incredible.
So you've got Perna tragically falling to his death down one shaft after the impact. And then Betty Lou Oliver surviving this record-breaking 75-story plunge down another shaft during the exact same event.
It's an incredible juxtaposition, all happening within minutes of each other in the same disaster.
And the building itself, it held up amazingly.
It did. Remarkably strong structure. They actually reopened it just 2 months later.
And the crash had other consequences too, right? Like for air safety.
Oh, absolutely. It led to much stricter rules about flying over cities in bad weather, and it was a factor in passing the Federal Tort Claims Act in '46. That allowed people to actually sue the federal government, which was a big deal.
So bring it back to our focus. The sources really lay out this stark contrast centered on those elevator shafts.
You have Perna's tragic end after falling down a shaft due to the impact found at the bottom, and then Oliver's miraculous survival after an even longer fall down a shaft in the same chaos.
It really makes you stop and think, doesn't it? Here's something for you, our listener, to ponder. How can one single event, one moment of catastrophe, lead to such wildly different fates for people caught inside it,
Yeah.
connected by the very same physical structures like those elevator shafts?